this country back on track, keep the state on the right track, and we're going to get it done. Let's welcome up Senator Coleman. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I have to say, but I've always felt like I was Wisconsin's third senator. I was there during my time in the Senate. I was the only voice for common sense Wisconsin conservative values in the United States Senate. Until we elected Ron Johnson, which has been a blessing for this country. This rally is not just about defending Governor Walker. It's about defending America. It's about defending America. And I come here from Minnesota to tell you that. And I'm just thrilled to see folks here, thrilled to see this place packed, thrilled to kind of feel the spirit. You know, it's a little blustery out there today. Weather's starting to dry. I tell folks that us folks in the upper Midwest, when the weather turns around 0, that's when we button the top button. We can do our work in the next couple of months, and we can get it done. And by the way, I have to tell you, it is actually a little warmer in Wisconsin than it is in Minnesota. I happen to think that maybe because of that championship NFL blow. It's very cold in Minnesota today, I gotta tell you. And I think that fire is beginning to burn bright again this year too, by the way. So yeah, you're looking pretty good. Let me tell you a St. Paul story. True story. I got elected mayor of St. Paul, capital city, our neighbor here. And by the way, I grew up, I'd say, in Brooklyn, New York. I came 1976, came out to the Midwest, and when I moved up to St. Paul, my mom thought the Twin Cities were Minneapolis and Indianapolis. She didn't even know it. I get elected mayor of St. Paul. The week before I get elected, my predecessor signs a contract with Public Employee Union. My budget director, to be, comes in to speak to me. Well, he was a former priest. He was, this idea, I just trusted Joe Reed with whatever he had to say. I mean, his word was good. And he said to me, Coleman, Mayor, he said, if we approve this budget, it was the contract is agreed upon, I can either sign it or not sign it, but literally it's negotiated right before I take office. And my budget director tells me if we approve this budget, that in 15 years St. Paul's going to face $200 million unfunded liability, we're going to go bankrupt. Everybody around me, by the way, said sign a contract. Not your problem. 15 years? My son Jake was 8 years old. My Jake, by the way, is 6'5" right now. Jake was 8 years old. Sarah said, I remember that 8 years was a blink of the eye. I thought 15 years would be 2 blinks. Okay? That was 1993. I rejected the contract, by the way. I was harassed and had all the other stuff, but bottom line is we won. But we didn't win. The people of St. Paul won. My public employees won because they weren't fired in 2008. The city didn't go bankrupt. We didn't bankrupt their kids' future. This was not about us. It was about for the people, for the workers, for the state, for the community. Right. And we did the right thing, as Governor Walker did the right thing, as the legislature. Courage to do the right thing. And that's what they showed. Somebody once said a leader without followers is just a guy taking a walk. Is Governor Walker going to be a leader without followers? No way! This really is, by the way, not just about Wisconsin. Last August, you stopped, the good people of Wisconsin stopped an effort to roll back the clock. We took some casualties along the way, but in the end, had we lost that vote, it would have had an impact all across this country. Because not every person who is blessed to raise their hand and say they can represent their community, their district, their state, not all of them have the courage that Governor Walekr has and that the folks here had. And had we lost that battle, I will tell you that that would have weakened the spine of a lot of folks around the country. They would have said you can't make change without paying, a too great price. But we were successful because the people got it. They understood what was the right thing to do. But it didn't come without a lot of hard work. It didn't come without a lot of effort. Now that battle's being waged again right now. And by the way, it's not just that Wisconsin is on the precipice. America is on the precipice today. Okay? We've got leadership in Washington, which we've got now, what, $15 trillion of debt. We've got $1.4 trillion of deficit. We've got leadership that doesn't have the courage to do the things that have to be done to put this country on the right track. Okay? So Obama's got to go. Walker's got to stay. The governor can't do it. Senators Fitzgerald, Senators Galloway, Senators Vongard, Senators Moulton can't do it. They cannot succeed without you. One of my favorite quotes was a 12th century Jewish philosopher, he's a doctor, he's a rabbi, his name was Maimonides. Maimonides once said that each of us should view ourselves that the world were held in balance. And any single act of goodness on our part could tip the scales. I believe today the future of Wisconsin is held in balance. Yep. And the multiple single acts of goodness that you do by showing up here, that you do by making a phone call on behalf of supporting those who face you, supporting the governor, the envelope that you lick, the extra email that you send, the extra dollar that you contribute, the extra neighbor that you talk to, the extra relative, okay? And that's hard work, okay? That you talk to say, we need to do the right thing. The right thing for our country, for our kids, for what we love. America is the greatest nation in the world, but and with God's blessing, it is, but we got to work for it. We got to work for it. And so the future is held in balance. It's in your hands. Okay? It's in your hands. And I am confident that there is no way that those forces who want to turn the clock back, who want to move to a place in which our future is in jeopardy, which our economy continues in a wrong path, okay? There is a choice to be made, but it is in your hands. I got to tell you, as your friend, as your neighbor, it's not just me that's going to be watching, Minnesota watching, but America will be watching. America will be watching, and I am confident that the right outcome will prevail because it is the right course. The right course for Wisconsin, the right course for America, the right course is to make sure that this governor stays being governor. We continue our majority in the Senate to move America forward. Thank you all. Thank you.
Sir, I will admit to you being the only Minnesotan I've ever voted for. Having attended Bethel College in Arden Hills during the years when you ran, and thank you again for being here, sir. You know, I'd like to announce something. I'd like to first thank Jesse Garza, who's the chairman over in St. Croix, for having helped bring Senator Coleman in for us. He's doing an awesome job over there. There are other members of party leadership here. If you're a member of a party leadership in another county, could you stand up, just raise your hand, let us know. You may or may not know this, but the party is literally volunteer from the ground up. None of us get paid, including the state chairman of the party, Brad and Courtney. And so it's these people giving of their time to notify you so you can give of your time so that together we can win elections, because that's what this is all about. It's the only reason we're here, to win elections for good men and women to be hired to serve us, to represent us in a representative democracy. That's why we're here. That's why you're here. And I thank you all for coming out today. We'll close it down in just a minute here, but I have an announcement. And I would like to thank Nick Lauren. Raise your hand, my friend. The former vice chair of Walekr. 15 days ago is when we decided to hold a rally. And my first phone call was to Nick when I knew I was going to have to make this happen. And he and everyone who's helped today made this all happen, so thank you all. You know, I just want to share with you a final number. Nick has tabulated, I'm glad I don't work for the government. Nick has tabulated, and we have over 400 people here today. Now, before you cheer, that's fine. But let me share with you why that's significant. 15 days ago, I decided that we were going to hold a rally. I won't get into why and all the rest of it. 15 days ago, we decided we were going to hold a rally. We have over 400 people who have joined us today. The recallers knew the moment Governor Walker got into office that they were going to want to take him out. And they held their recall rally on a beautiful day in Phoenix Park. Sunny, nice weather. We got snow. I mean, some of us are going to slip on the way home. And they had 400 people. We had more than them in 15 days. We are the silent majority no more.